Welcome back to Biz Talk, everyone. I am your host for today, Rachel Weaver, and I am thrilled to have with me a regular guest on our show, Noura Al-Masri. Noura is an enrolled agent with the Internal Revenue Services and the founder and CEO of Nourasbooks. She is also an international best-selling author. Noura holds a master's degree in business information technology from DePaul University. She has over 20 years of experience in accounting gained from various corporations and a lot of nonprofit work. Noura, it is always an honor and pleasure to have you with us on the show. Welcome.
Thank you, Rachel. It's my pleasure to be here with you as usual.
Yeah, so I'm excited today to talk about ongoing compliance, which is not such a fun topic to talk about, but a very necessary topic to talk about for business owners, especially small business owners that aren't always in the know or don't have an experienced advisor or accountant. So, what are some crucial tax compliances that small businesses often overlook?
So there are a lot of compliance work, some of them like related to the industry you are and other like just like across the board for everyone. I'm just going to talk about the things that are across the board. If you have employees, of course, you have to do your quarterly payroll taxes, and you want to look to see based on your and your requirements. You might be required to do it monthly or quarterly. It depends. Or some other schedule. So you want to make sure like you are aware of the schedule that you're required to do, like based on your industry, based on your state as well. So you need to make sure you file for both, for the state and for federal. Another thing a lot of people miss is actually issuing 1099s and W-2s. That's part of the compliance, and there's actually penalties if not you don't do that. And especially when it comes to reporting other incomes to people. So how can you deduct something you did not report? So if you are having a 1099 worker or a W-2 employee, you need to make sure you issue that to them like every single year with accurate information. And you want to be aware that I've seen a lot actually of wrong W-2s. You want to be sure, especially now with the internet, like when we are working virtually a lot and you maybe have employees from different states, you want to make sure you are in compliance with the state they are in, not you are in. So the more states you have like employees in, you want to make sure you have all the compliance, all the numbers that associated with that, so you can withhold and pay those taxes on their behalf. This is the most actually step one, like, and I've seen a lot of disaster with these. No one likes to work on it. No one likes to actually pay attention to it. And I've seen also part of the compliance is you need to determine who's 1099 and who's W-2, because it's not up to you. There are rules for these. So this is what about actually payroll and paying individuals, contractors. Other compliance related to sales, and that's actually it's up to your state, sometimes to your city, sometimes to your industry. So you just have to be aware of all the regulations that ties into your industry, to your and to your location. So this is just like few examples, but the list can go on, and you just have to be aware, and you have to be actually talking to a tax accountant who knows what's going on in your space.
So much, so much information to always try and keep track of, because I feel as though it's constantly evolving and changing those compliance rules and laws. So how can a small business owner ensure that they remain compliant with ever-changing tax laws?
So The first step in compliance is actually doing your bookkeeping. So once you are doing the bookkeeping, and you need to understand it's a compliance work, it's not up to you. You need to do it with someone who knows what they're doing, because not everyone knows what they're doing.
Right.
So that's the first step in compliance. And if you're doing compliance, hopefully you're working with a professional. Now, not everyone who does bookkeeping also knows tax law. So you need to get involved with actually ongoing tax professional in order to make sure you are in compliance. You need to be engaged, like at least in a quarterly basis. It's not on a monthly basis. I recommend in monthly basis because a lot can go wrong. They don't have to do the service for you, but at least you get their advice. You make sure you are actually in compliance, you are in good standing, so you don't have any problem going forward.
Such great information. Are there tools or services you'd recommend for managing compliance efficiently?
So compliance, usually, like, you have to be working with professional in order to make sure that's going on correctly, because otherwise, like, you will be, there is no one tool that to work with. Like, you have to work with an advisor, like AI, all these stuff, like programs do not replace the human being behind the thing, because your case and situation is unique. Not everyone has the same situation like you have, even if it seems like they do, but they don't. You want to make sure you have your tax planning done. You make sure you have your bookkeeping, you have ongoing connection with tax professional who are willing to do this work, because we all know, like, not all tax firms like open all year, even, like, especially for those big taxes, like they only do income taxes, they don't worry about other stuff. But in these things, like, you need to be working with someone who works all year round and they know what they're doing on to a compliance.
Such important and valuable information, because the repercussions can be big. All the penalties and fines are not pretty. So definitely seek out a tax advisor, reach out to Nora. She can help you no matter what state you live in. And I also always like to bring up your knowledge and expertise in this area regarding nonprofits, because I know that you help a lot of nonprofits to be able to understand how to gain funding, which is a big struggle for a lot of nonprofits, but you have those simple answers. So Nora, tell us, where can the audience find you?
So they can go to my website, nourasbooks.com/contact. They can book a call with me there. Like, we can talk on Zoom and see how we can work together. And also they can follow my social media and subscribe to my YouTube. There's always like new information there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talk to anyone who needs help.
Love it. Thank you so much for being with us today. We truly appreciate your time, and we look forward to having you back again very soon. With that, thank you for tuning in to Biz Talk, and we will see you again next time.
This has been a Now Media Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.